What's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode. Coach Joe here with Heartletics.com. Today's episode, this is going to be a good one because we're going to be talking all about the secrets to getting six-pack abs. Now, before we dive in, let me just start off the conversation, start off the podcast episode by saying this. You get me on a good day, you get me on a bad day, right? And in terms of just where we are right now with Coach Joe, it's a great day. And what does that mean? That means, hey, I'm going to spit some fire. Anytime I spit some fire, that means typically somebody takes inspired action, somebody feels motivated, and then you have some guys that typically, call me a D-bag and they go off and, cry to their moms about like, oh, Coach Joe said this and he's a loser and yada, 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 yada. Listen, at the end of the day, this episode is probably going to offend you, right? If you're in one of these categories, but if you really just peel back the layers, be open-minded, listen to what I have to say in detail about this. I'm not only going to give you the secret to success on having six-pack abs, but I'm honestly going to give you the secret to success on achieving any goal that you want in your life. So for starters, I mentioned, right, that, somebody's going to listen to this and say, Coach Joe, you're a loser, right? You don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't make any sense at all. Before we get to the tips and tricks on how to actually burn body fat and how that all means, let me actually explain what a loser actually is. Here are the people, in my opinion, that I think are losers. And remember, this is going to offend some people, but at the end of the day, y'all ain't paying my mortgage. Y'all ain't paying my coaches. You guys are not putting food on my table, right, for my family to eat. So I don't care if I offend you, right? But the people that follow what I have to say and they take it to heart, guess what? These are the guys that, they're sending me messages on Instagram saying like, dude, I love everything that you talk about on the podcast. You're changing my life. These are guys that are taking inspired action. They're commenting on my YouTube videos. These are also members of the Heartletics community group where these guys are listening to what I have to say. They hear the passion that's inside of my voice and they're saying like, man, he comes off strong. He comes off kind of, hardcore. But at the end of the day, there's a lot of truth to it. So here, in my opinion, is what the losers actually are. The losers are the people that are saying like, hey, I don't care about like losing body fat all over. I just want to have six-pack abs. Well, hey, hate to break it to you, but I have never once seen somebody that, let's say they have, 30% body fat. They got the chubby cheeks, right? The double chin, the man boobs, right? Maybe a bunch of fat underneath their arms, right? That's jiggling. But yet they have six-pack abs. I don't think that person exists, honestly, right? So like the people in their heads that think that they can get six-pack abs, but all over their body, has to be like, it doesn't matter if they're, muscular or fat. Guess what? Like, as if you're just going after abs, that's all you care about is you don't care about anything else, right? Just getting six-pack abs, you're a loser, plain and simple. The people that I also think are losers are like lottery people, right? People that they just play the lottery constantly over and over and over again. Because in terms of the lottery, right, being in health and fitness, you guys are the people that's thinking there's going to be a magic fat loss pill that's going to just instantly, right, just change how you look, change how you feel, clear all your blood pressure, clear all your cholesterol, right, and give you all the energy and all the testosterone in the world. You're a loser. Just like people that just literally constantly just, every single day I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket. Every single day I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket. And they're hoping and praying that they're going to have that success. Do you guys actually understand that the people that win the lottery, they go broke typically within 3 to 5 years after winning the lottery? Why? Because they don't have the habits. So if there's ever going to be a fat loss pill that's going to help you, right, get six-pack abs, help you achieve success in your health and fitness, guess what? You don't have the discipline. You don't have the habits. You're going to eventually regain all that body fat right back. You're a loser. And lastly, right, I will say this, right? The people, this cracks me up, right? Because I hear it all the time. Hey, dude, I'm just going to cut out my carbs until I reach my goals, and then I'll go back to eating carbs. I just want to strangle these people, honestly, because in my head, I'm like, okay, so you're going to cut out your carbs. You're going to lose, 30 pounds of water weight, and then you think that's actually fat loss because you don't know the difference between, losing water weight, aka like water, fat loss compared to actually weight loss. Two different things. At Heartletics, we focus on purely fat loss, not weight loss, because you cannot eat anything and lose a whole bunch of muscle. You could not eat any carbs and lose a whole bunch of water weight, right? Different things like that people just still, 2022, about to be 2023, people still don't understand that. And it blows my mind. But the people that think like, oh, dude, I'm just going to cut out my carbs. I'm just going to eat nothing but salads, do a bunch of cardio, maybe some intermittent fasting until I lose, 20, 30, 50 pounds. And then I'm just going to, go back to eating the weans, go back to eating how I was before, but I'm going to maintain my results. You're a loser. Like, plain and simple. And this is going to sound hardcore to somebody because odds are maybe you're listening to this and this was your thought pattern before. But it doesn't work like that. It's never going to work like that. Like, I'll put it to you like this, right? A Lamborghini. A lot of people want a Lamborghini, okay? A Lamborghini costs a lot of money, right? And so let's say somebody buys a Lamborghini. Well, hey, that's great. But, think about it. If you're not maintaining that Lamborghini, right? And what goes into that maintenance when it comes to it? Well, first off, the winter costs, different tires, right? Maybe storage in the winters, maintenance for the oil changes, in special insurance. Guess what? This is like $60,000 to $80,000 per year on just the maintenance of a Lamborghini. Just the maintenance. So the people that think like, oh, I'm just gonna, save up all my money, spend it all on a Lamborghini and that's it. I just want to have that car. You don't understand that there's other things that you have to do after you make that financial purchase. Like, it's the same thing with fat loss. Once you get the results, you still have to grind. It's called habits. It's called discipline. If you look at me, right? For example, I'll put my ego up on a pedestal, right? I got six-pack abs, right? I stay between 8% and 12% body fat all year round. I always have abs, regardless. But here's the thing. I train every single day, whether I feel like it or not. That is what successful people do. The way I look at it is like this, right? You got two wolves. You got the wolf that's at the top of the hill, right? Top dog right there. But then you have the wolf that's climbing the hill. Here's the secret, my friend. If you want to get six-pack abs, take note of this. This is a golden nugget in a nutshell. The wolf that is climbing the hill is always going to be hungrier than the wolf that's at the top of the hill. What does that mean? Never stop grinding. Just because you got abs doesn't mean you have the right to just not train them anymore because you're going to lose those abs. That's it. That's it. But at the end of the day, think about it. It does not have to be hard. All this is very simple. Why is it simple? Why is it easy for me? Why is it easy for the coaches? Why is it easy for the Heartletics members to get the results that they're looking for and continue on that path of not only getting better results, but most importantly, not going back to their old ways? One word: momentum. Momentum. The reason why you're fat, lazy, broke is because you're probably the same person that's waiting for next Monday to get started. You're probably the same person that's waiting for the new year to get started. You're probably the same person that, hey, when next Monday comes, you make up some BS excuse as to why you can't get started. Oh, I don't feel good. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I worked really hard. I worked 10 hours today. Boo-hoo, cry me a river. Go get some steps in. Go drink some water. Go do some push-ups and sit-ups, right? These are the people that they're going to continue to suffer. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, the greatest, right, form of failure, hear me out, the greatest form of failure is being the same person that you are today, right, or even worse than who you were last week, last month, last year, last 5 years, last 10 years. If you are going backwards in your health and fitness, if you're going backwards in your mindset, if you're going backwards in you trying to become the best version of yourself, that is the ultimate form of failure. We live in such an abundant world. Everything is given to us. Everything. And I think that makes us so mentally and emotionally weak, where we think like, oh, hey, there's just going to be a handout. I can do this. I can get this. Let me just continue to play that lottery. Let me just continue to wait for that special fat loss pill to come out. Like, no, at the end of the day, like the reason why, once again, myself, the coaches, the members of Heartletics, why we are successful in what we do is because we don't have that mindset of, okay, hey, let's just wait for a prayer. Or, hey, let's just grind really hard, achieve our results, and then stop. No, we know that, hey, momentum, let's just keep it up with it. Whether we feel like it or not, we're not going to stop. We're not going to quit. That's it. We're just going to keep on going whether we feel like it or not. Because that is what successful people do. And anybody that joins Heartletics, you guys know that, right? I say that all the time. Just keep on going. That's why we have these wristbands. Consistency is key. And that is the secret. You want six-pack abs, don't stop moving, right? Don't think it's some special workout, some special diet, anything like that. That wrong mindset is why you're fat, lazy, and broke right now. But if you understand discipline, if you understand commitment, if you understand priority over your own life and taking ownership, I promise you this. You're not only going to achieve your results with your health and fitness goals, you're going to achieve your results in anything in your life that you want to have success with. Now, I know that might be a little bit hard and you're probably still wondering like, okay, thanks for just slapping me in the face, maybe dropping an elbow on me, Joe, but can you actually give me some practical tips? What can I do? Yes. The same message that we have been preaching about at Heartletics for the last 6 years is the same thing that I'm going to tell you right now. At heartletics.com, there's a free fat loss guide. There's a free fat loss training video, and it's going to go over what's called the 7 essential fat loss habits for success. I'm going to share with you guys them right here. So if you ever see like Coach Brian, his abs, Coach Mark and his success, Coach Jimmy, all these guys, right, including our clients, and how they're easily and effortlessly burning body fat and continuing to do that to where they're not going back to their old ways. Why? It's because we're giving them the knowledge. Knowledge, in my opinion, is the best investment. And some of you guys, right, you love investing your knowledge into your favorite sports teams, into your favorite like movies, TV shows, right, living on the weekends. Right, and my coaches, the members, we invest our time, we invest our knowledge into learning what is going to benefit ourselves. Because we understand that if we prioritize ourselves mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, guess what? We're going to level up in all areas. Not just our health and fitness goals, but wealth, career, relationships, anything like that. Because you're finally putting yourself as a priority. You're finally taking ownership of your life, and that's what you should have been doing from the start. Once again, if you're fat, lazy, and broke, and you've been like that for years, right? That is the ultimate form of failure, in my opinion. But here's the thing. What's worse than that is if you're fat, lazy, and broke, and you're not willing to make a change. That, my friend, is, I don't even know a word for that. That's horrible, in my opinion. Because at the end of the day, typically these guys that are fat, lazy, and broke, and they don't care about their healths, think about it. Most of the time, they're raising a family. They have a spouse, they have kids, and they don't understand, like, they're going to be a liability for their kids when they're older. Because one, when they get to their 50s or 60s, they're going to be so fat, so lazy, so broke that at the end of the day, like, their kids can't even care for them. They're going to be spending X amount of money just to put them in a nursing home because they need somebody else to wipe their butt because this dude's too big to even do it himself. That's a liability, right? The people that go throughout their lives, they don't care about saving. They don't care about just spending their money instantly as soon as they get it. And that way, when they retire, they have nothing to show for. And they're basically living off Social Security, which is a joke in my opinion. And living off the government, which is a joke in my opinion. Guess what? You're a liability for your kids. Whether you feel like it or not, your kids are going to be worried about you. Your kids are going to be like, man, where are we going to get all this money coming in? And the worst part is that you're leading by example. And once again, if you're fat, lazy, and broke, you're leading by example in that. I don't wish that upon my child. So I make sure I take priority of my life by showing up, by putting in the work, by having discipline, by prioritizing my health, by prioritizing my own life. So that way when he grows up, guess what? He has a positive mindset for success, for abundance. He knows discipline. He knows work ethic. He knows, oh man, I just lost my job. It's, the middle of a recession right now. What am I going to do? Well, hey, guess what, Squirt? Go grab a shovel, right? It's the wintertime. Start shoveling people's driveways. But maybe you're probably thinking to yourself, you're like, I would never do that. I'm in my 40s. I'm in my 50s. I'm in my 60s, yada, yada, yada. But think about it. You're also the same type of person that is going to be constantly making up excuses as to why you can't do something because you're broke. In the world of, we live in America here, right? I think you guys take that for granted. You can literally make money like this. You got to use your brain to do that though. You have to think, right? You probably have so much crap sitting around in your garage that you can sell on Facebook Marketplace. Right? You probably have so many different things that you can do as long as you use your mind. But the problem is you don't know how to use your mind because you're shoving, Coke down your throat and McDonald's, and you've been just fed just nothing but just toxic energy, toxic pollution into your life where you've been brainwashed, and that's your thought pattern. And as you grow older, you're being nothing more than a liability for your own children, for your own family, instead of an asset. That's it. That's the reality, right? It sucks, right? But here's the truth. If you're fat, you're lazy, you're broke, but if you're open-minded, I'm going to give you the secrets right here for success. I'm going to literally tell you how to change your life. Whether you get signed up for Heartletics or not, it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, we do everything all personalized, right? Personalized meal plans, personalized check-ins, personalized workouts, everything, right? The community group, everything like that, 24/7 support. You think realistically, right, with my mission statement of changing the world, you think I can have the world, right? Millions and millions of guys apply and get accepted into Heartletics? No. Unless we decide to just break our ethics and our morals, decide to do some cheap cookie cutter program like everybody else and their mother does that's just trying to look to make some money. No, we will never do that. So here's the tips, right? Because I want to change your life. I want to change the world. And the reason why I want to change the world is because I'm selfish. I'm raising a 3-year-old child right now. He's going to be 4 next month, okay? I don't want him growing up in a world full of negativity, in a world full of hate, in a world full of people just being dependent upon somebody else instead of being independent. I want my son growing up being inspired. I want my son growing up feeling motivated. I want my son growing up realizing that, hey, it's his life. He needs to take ownership of it. And I know that's going to start with me, right? And as long as I lead by example, actions speak louder than words, he's going to make sure that he's going on that path. But I want to change you also. So in case my son ever sees you, he can look to you as inspiration. I also want to change you so that way you can change your family, right? You can start being that little spark in their eyes and in their hearts to where next thing you know, they see what daddy does and they want to take inspired action. They want to start going for walks. They want to start eating healthier. They want to start doing push-ups and sit-ups with daddy because he's doing it. Daddy is on that path. Daddy's on that grind. And guess what? Your spouse, I bet you anything, she's going to fall in love with you all over again. Because I'm pretty sure the person that she's married to right now, that's fat, lazy, and broke, and just unwilling to make a change, that's not the person that she fell in love with. And that's the hard truth. So really let that sink in. So here's the tips, right? You want to learn how to get six-pack abs. You want to learn how to achieve your goals. You want to learn how to have success in your career, your relationships, finances, anything like that. Here's what you need to do. For starters, you need to be open-minded. That's it, right? You can't just be that guy that's going to continue to wish that there's going to be a magic fat loss pill out there, right? And just wait on a prayer. No, you got to be open-minded. And what does that mean? You only know what you know. So stop thinking you know everything. I did that. And guess what? I lost over $80,000 my first year of business, right? My first 3 years of business, I lost over $80,000 because I thought I knew it all. Let that sink in, right? Let that be a lesson learned that you don't have to make those mistakes. A lot of you guys think like, oh, I'll just cut out carbs. Oh, I'll just do a bunch of cardio. Oh, I'll get started in the new year. How well has that been working for you the last 5 years? Because realistically, you've probably been telling yourself the same old song and dance year after year after year. And it's the same old effect. Lose weight, gain weight. Lose weight, gain weight. How well is that working out for you, honestly? So, number one, be open-minded. Number two, you have to prioritize yourself. Stop being that guy that says, oh, I'm going to put my family first. How well is that working out for you if your family's following through in your footsteps and they're going to be fat, lazy, and broke because of you? Once again, right? That's an elbow, right? That's going to suck. But hey, there's a lot of truth to that once you hear that and once you're open-minded and you're willing to make a change. Now, let's get to some basics here, right? Like, what can you do? And remember, I have a free fat loss guide that goes over this, a free fat loss training video that goes over all this at heartletics.com that you guys can easily check out. But let me give you the rundown. This is exactly what we've been teaching our clients for the last 7 years. We've helped thousands of guys not only achieve success in their health and fitness goals, but most importantly, their mindsets and changing their outlook on life so they can lead by example. Number one, right? These are the 7 essential fat loss habits for success. Hear me out. Number one, you have to know your specific calories for fat loss. That's it, right? Now, hear me out. Don't be that guy that's 400 pounds, overweight, and, you go to a calorie calculator online, right? You type in like, oh, I'm 52 years old, I'm 400 pounds, X amount, like I'm 6'2". Guess what? It's going to tell you to eat like 4,000 calories. Realistically, you're probably overweight because you're not eating anything, right? Because you think it's calories in versus calories out, right? Well, hey, at the end of the day, that's the fastest way to not only lose your muscle, but slow down your metabolism. That's, in my opinion, 8 out of 10 guys that get signed up for Heartletics, that's their issue, is that they're under eating. So you need to learn what specifically works for your body in terms of calories where you can get enough food in. Why? Because food equals fuel. Just like driving a car, you can't expect to get from point A to point B unless you're putting gas into that vehicle. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Stop listening to everybody and their mother online preach about doing this, preach about doing this, preach about doing this. It's overanalysis paralysis. You're going to get lost in the sauce. Listen to Heartletics because we're preaching the truth. Because at the end of the day, we don't care if you pay us or not. What we care about is you achieving success so that way you can be a leader for your family. That is all. So number one, your calories for fat loss. Number two, macronutrients, right? What are those? Hey, your proteins, your carbs, your fats. Your fourth one is alcohol, right? It's simple stuff here. Proteins, 1 gram is equal to 4 calories. Same thing with carbohydrates. Fats, 1 gram is equal to 9 calories, right? Alcohol, right? 1 gram is equal to 7 calories. Simple things like this, right? If you ever look on the back of a nutritional fact label when you're buying something at the grocery store, it's going to show you all these different numbers, and at the top it's going to say calories. That's how they get the calories, right? It's all about these grams, these ratios. If you're a diabetic, go listen to my podcast about how to get off diabetes. That is the best way, in my opinion, if you're a diabetic. If you're not a diabetic, stop cutting out your carbs unless you want to lose your muscle and slow down your metabolism and lower your testosterone levels, right? Don't do that. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Whatever you weigh right now, let's say you're 200 pounds, focus only on your protein. That's it. Have at least 200 grams of protein, 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay? Number 3, resistance training. Whether you go to gym, whether you're working at home, do something where you're actually moving your body and you're utilizing your muscle. So that way you're not losing your muscle. Plain and simple. If you're not going to use it, you will lose it. Work out, train hard, develop some habits, develop some discipline. It's that easy. Stop being lazy. Stop sitting on your butt every day when you come home from work because you work so hard. Get up and do some push-ups and sit-ups. Odds are your kids are going to see that. They're going to want to join in with you. It's called being a leader. Number 4, right? Very simple, NEAT. Non-exercise activity thermogenesis. The reason why this is so important is because so many people think they need to do cardio. There's 3 different forms of cardio out there, right? Your LISS, right? Low intensity, steady state. Simple things like going for a walk, okay? Then you have your MISS, moderate intensity steady state, like jogging, the elliptical, Stairmaster, whatever the case may be. And then you have your HIIT, high intensity interval training. Okay? At the end of the day, just do what you want to do. What we teach our guys to do is just go for a walk. Why? It's sustainable. It's easy, especially if you got bad knees, bad back, whatever the case may be. Just going for a walk is going to help you burn so much body fat. But most importantly, it's going to give you a lot of energy, especially if you're sitting down all day having a sedentary job, right? Simple stuff. Number 5, hydration. Drink at least a gallon of water a day. Stop chugging Diet Coke and, regular Coke and, energy drinks and beer and orange juice. Hey, your body's like what? 60% water anyways? Your organs need it. Drink more water. At the end of the day, there's so many benefits to that. Not only energy, but once again, losing body fat just by drinking more water. This is simple stuff here, people. 6 is probably the most important, and that's stress. The best way to lower your stress is having people in your corner to help you out, right? Most of the time with guys, we think we can carry the weight on our shoulders, and we think it's manly to not relieve our emotions and to bundle everything up inside. Guess what? It's just going to make you fat and lazy and depressed the rest of your life. So find some people in your corner that you can talk to, that you trust. At the end of the day, at Heartletics, we have an amazing community group. We also have 24/7 support to all the coaches, to where if somebody needs to share something on a personal note, we have that option for them. You need somebody in your corner that is there to help you, plain and simple. You can't go out to war all by yourself with a little pistol. I talk about that all the time. You got to have people in your corner that's going to support you and be there along the journey with you every step of the way. Lastly, 7, recovery, right? Sleep more, plain and simple. That's the easiest way I can share with you how to get more recovery in. They did a study. Guys that slept on average 8 hours compared to 5 hours had 20% more natural free testosterone. You wonder why you have this big old dad bod, the man boobs, right? Lacking energy all day. You're probably not prioritizing your sleep, let alone prioritizing your own life. Guys, this is it. Like, that is the secret sauce right here. This is all easy. We've coached thousands of guys make so many successful transformations, not only with their health and fitness goals, but their mindset, their life, a complete transformation. Just going over those 7 essential fat loss habits for success, I just gave you guys the secret right there. Now, the real secret is, remember what I talked about, consistency. The reason why the guys inside of our coaching program, they don't stop is because here's the secret. Most of you guys, you just want to see the number on the scale go down. At Heartletics, we don't care about that at all. None of our members do, right? In my opinion, that's a feminine trait, right? Why? Because a guy should care about developing discipline. A guy should care about, hey, I'm going to put in the work. A guy's going to say, hey, I signed up for this. I'm going to do this whether I get the results or not because I made a commitment that I'm going to stick with it in the end. Not get worried week over week if they see good numbers or see bad numbers. They don't care about some artificial number on a scale that means nothing. You could be literally 200 pounds, 40% body fat, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, big old dad bod. You can't even see your dick, the man boobs, right? Or you could be the same exact weight, 200 pounds, 10% body fat, full of energy, leading by example, right? Like strong, independent, a strong mindset. That is why it should be not even caring about the number on the scale. 2 people, right? 2 different lives, same weight. The guys that sign up for Heartletics, we don't care about losing weight. We don't. We care about making an impression, an impact in this world. We care about leading by example. Remember, successful people do what they have to do, whether they feel like it or not. What we care about is having a better mindset. What we care about is not stopping. We grind. We show up. That's it. We lead by example. We help out others as well. So that way, guess what? Our tribe, our community, we all level up together. We all grow together. That is why anybody that signs up with Heartletics is successful, is because we make that shift in someone's mindset and the reality of like, what does success mean for them? Are you going to be happy that you're X amount of weight when you go to the grave and you're about to die? Are you going to be more happy that you decided to take more risk in your life? Are you going to be more happy that you decided to make your life a priority and take action and take commitment and stop saying, oh, wish I would have done this or wish I would have done this? But no, when you have that confidence and you have a team of people supporting you in anything that you do in life, guess what? That is when you're going to go to the grave and you're going to be super happy that you decide to make the best investment of your life and join a winning team like Heartletics. But at the end of the day, hey, once again, there's going to be two types of people that's going to listen to today's podcast. Someone's going to be pissed off and think that I'm a know-it-all and think like, oh, Joe, it's so easy for you, right? Like, you're already in shape. You don't know the grind. Yeah, well, guess what? When I was in middle school and I was getting picked on and made fun of and girls making fun of me because I was fat and overweight, hey, I decided to make a change. Right? I decided to, go ahead and carry on in high school and decide to start working out, decide to start eating better. And then when I finished that, decide to get certified in nutrition, decide to get certified in training, decide to get certified in strength and conditioning, decide to also make sure that I am making sure that I'm a living example of the words that are coming out of my mouth. Because most of you guys love to talk the talk. Me, I love to walk the walk. Because guess what? Actions speak louder than words. Guys, I really hope you took some notes. That's all I got to say. You want to change your life? You want to have success? You want to get six-pack abs? You want to make more money? You want to have, a better sex life with your spouse? Hey, start having some better habits. That's all I got to say. Peace out, Girl Scouts.